ZKK in the house. How you doing, man?
Yes, guys. How's it going, Kirk? All good in the hood?
All good in the hood.
Yes.
You know, we've been meaning to get this done for so long, haven't we?
I know.
Spoke about doing this for about, well, since you joined, and it was always a reason why we couldn't do it. I finally got the studio set up, which...
I know. You're a hard man to get hold of. Problem.
Actually, you're a harder man to get hold of. I just had to wait half an hour for your time.
No, on serious note, man, like I said, it'll be a good idea for us to do something and, basically just talk about general shit. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
So the podcast, Sex, Weights and Protein Shakes, we thought it'd be quite fitting to cover all of those topics, to keep the viewers entertained and basically to keep everyone up to date on what's going on in the world. We're going to get different guests on, aren't we, each week? You can offer us...
Basically, what the plan is of me and you, what we're going to get up to, obviously next year, we want to get out to the American market, aren't we, Kirk? You know what I mean? And at the moment, you've got plans, to sort out a distribution center in America, haven't you, or something?
Yeah, so actually, funnily enough, today we had a 2-hour meeting with our broker, and the first shipment leaves here in 4 weeks. It will dock around about Christmas time. We've got the distribution set up, so there's 100 stores going to be taking our brand to start, and then there's also a big internet or online retailer who's going to be taking it, who we can reveal in a few weeks' time. Everything's set for the States. That's probably why I'm a difficult man to get hold of. I've just been busy getting everything set up, but mate, honestly, it's ready to rock, and we're going to get you out there as well. Doing a little gym store promo type of thing.
Yeah, like I said, people don't realize, Kirk, is how hard it is to have a supplement company and you're running things and sorting schedules and having meetings and sorting out products. You know what I mean? It's a one-man band. You know what I mean?
Do you know what, mate? It's like a lot of people can kind of relate to this. Who's in this industry? Selling supplements, it's not easy at all. It's like it takes a good few years to kind of get like the trust of the consumer, and you've also got to get the look right. You've got to get the taste, the panel right, and it's actually got to work. There's a lot of ingredients and supplements that we've made for people before that look really good on paper, but they don't really perform. You're then going to get the athletes right, and then it's all got to kind of come together. Without hemorrhaging money to actually get it out there to start making a profit, it's quite difficult, and it requires a lot of time and patience. But the thing is, mate, like you've got to love it, haven't you? You got to love it. You got to put your heart and soul into it.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize is in this industry. Like, listen, guys, it's so hard and it's such a saturated market to be involved in. You can't just come out with a supplement brand and thinking, you know what, I'm gonna be a millionaire from this. It doesn't work like that. No. Don't believe the hype on Instagram. You know what I mean? You don't realize how much work goes into it, how much ingoings and outgoings, the cost and formulation and advertisement. Marketing is the biggest thing you have to have a budget for. What people don't realize. I can tell you because I've done it myself as well, Kirk. You know what I mean? And and I can appreciate what you're doing also. And that's why, like I said to you, I rather prefer to be in a position where I'm the athlete and I know what my job role is and I know what I need to do. And that is to motivate motherfuckers like me. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Who are basically being the underdogs all the time in their life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And about, having that listening ear and knowing that somebody's been there, done it, been through hell and back and still standing there, you know what I mean? And that only comes with discipline and perseverance, you know what I mean? And a strong mind, a strong mind will take the body further than anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize is like, for me, when I attached myself with you, Kirk, the brand and everything, what you told me about, I knew where you were going with your vision and I believed in that vision also. So, it's not about just being an athlete and saying, you know what, I'm going to ask a supplement company, oh, yeah, are you looking for a sponsor? Guys, it doesn't work like that. What are you, you're better off trying the products, buying the products, liking the products. A supplement owner is only going to be sponsoring people what are using his brand and they like his brand and they knowing that, you know what, it's not just about, you asking for a sponsorship and then you're jumping from one company to another company, then another company, and that doesn't even look good for an athlete.
No.
Because it's a small industry, isn't it, Kurt?
Yeah, there's quite a few brand hoppers. I mean, you only have to look at some of the social media channels at the moment who are calling people out, and they're. I understand it. Listen, athletes need to get paid. They need to get paid to support them. I totally get that. But I think when people are cutting the contract short by speaking to other companies after they've signed, the loyalty then shows up that the other companies aren't going to want to work with them, and that's happened quite a few times over the last year. That I'm not going to call anyone out, but
yeah,
what I try to look for is people who are genuine. So it's people who genuinely believe, like you did, in what I'm trying to achieve, and it's people who want to go on the ride with you. And I think you can see people a mile off who are just after a payday. It's always like the posts are just kind of like forced. They're not really saying this is the best product ever, and then the month after they're with another brand, it just looks poor because social media's there, isn't it? You can just go back and check, and I think, like I said, it's just to summarise the industry, as a brand, the shows are really expensive. I've spent probably 100 grand this year on shows, so it's a lot of money, and that's just like in the UK, and doing marketing as well is a lot of money. And then we're hitting the States. I mean, there's so many different territories we're in now. We're in like India, Singapore, UAE. We shipped there in 4 weeks. We're just finishing the paperwork off. Then we're hitting the States. Now, if you expo everywhere, you can just add it up. It's so expensive. I think people, the athletes, they've got to see it from the brand owner's point of view, where it's kind of like they've got to understand that they've got to put the work in to generate some sales for us, so we can then pay for all these events that they expect to get taken to.
Yeah, I always said to people, up and coming athletes and young guns there, and I said to them, listen, you could be doing a 9-to-5 job, yeah, and and earning, just say you're earning, a grand a month, yeah, but you're doing a 9-to-5 job, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, for a supplement company, you're not working 9 to 5. No. You know what I mean? Mm. You're working around your own time. So when you're getting a sponsorship, and you can't be asked to do a couple of posts a week, mate, you need to reassess your fucking priorities.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I always say to people, when you're getting paid to do something you love, fucking act like you love it then.
Yeah.
Don't say you love it, and then on your post thing, you see that it's not coming through your fucking post. It's like it's forced, you know what I mean? Yeah, and fans can see that bullshit a mile away, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. The thing is, I mean, like I said, we've built a team. We try and build people around me, not just in my team, but in my the facility, the manufacturing facility. We've got to have people who believe in the vision. And a bit like a bodybuilder, when you start out, you visualize what you want to look like. I visualize what my empire wants to look like. And you've got to keeping that vision in the forefront of your mind, because when setbacks happen, it's the perfect opportunity to go off the rails. I see people, bodybuilders, going out, getting drunk, ruining themselves, or business owners kind of like, losing the momentum, losing the belief in themselves. And I think you've got to believe deep down that it's going to work. No matter what you're doing in life, you've got to believe that no matter which obstacles come in your path, you can, overcome them and get to that destination. And I think a lot of things in life is purely about that. And you're a great advocate for that. I mean, your videos, your Sunday Blessed, you're always trying to spread the message, aren't you, of positivity. You're trying to bring a bit of humour, Yeah,
I just think, the problem you've got in this day and age is like people don't want to speak the truth because people don't want to hear the truth. We live in this pussified society now where people need their safe space. You know what I mean? Yeah. Basically, masculinity is toxic now. No, masculinity isn't toxic. It's only toxic when it's coming from idiots. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like end of the day, there's a place for a female and there's a place for a man. And together your weaknesses and strengths make a complete package. Yeah. So people need to stop thinking that, these women need to stop thinking that we need to be better than men. Or, and stuff like that, and compare yourself to men. Yeah. Because, what's happened, we're living in a society where nobody's happy and everybody's being threatened by challenges. And instead of like working separately, we need to work together and come together. And that's what I want to, that's what I'm about. This team is about, chemical warfare team is about. It doesn't matter whether you're a men's physique, even though I joke about men's physique and stuff like that. Listen, I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing men's physique, bikini, figure, whatever you want to do. Anybody who goes to the gym to better themselves, I take my hat off. But
I think the thing is, the gym, Zach, it's like, listen, so that these different classes, obviously, some people haven't got the genetics to do open bodybuilding. They might not want to do it. The thing is, though, it probably stops them from going down a very bad path doing something else. Do you know what I mean? It keeps them up every day. It's routined, and this goes right the way through all people who don't even compete. Most successful people I know, who I've interviewed and stuff like that, they always start the day with either a stretching, jogging, any kind of physical exercise to get the body going. And when they don't do that, especially when I went through long spells of not doing that, you kind of feel sluggish and you don't seem to get the best out of the day. And I think the gym's a bit of a saviour to most people. It keeps them on track, And these classes, obviously, the thing is, from a marketing point of view, from a brand point of view, they're very marketable, these guys, because there's not many people who are ever going to be a super heavyweight. But there's a lot of people who think, I could look like that on stage. They do it, and they've achieved something on a level that's still amazing. It might not be as big, but it's like it gives everyone the chance to do it and to complete it and get on that stage like you've done and think, look at me, I'm a winner, or just a winner to even get into that nick. I've done it myself. It's hard,
Yeah, like I said to you, the main thing is, it's like being a better person yourself, inside and outside. We live in a society now where, like you said, Kirk, you get up in the morning, you want to get into a routine of stretching a thing, but people don't do that. The first thing they do when they get up in the morning, straight away their phone is on their face. Yeah. So everything you're doing is in front of your face, and you're basically you'll be seeing a show. Your phone's in front of your face. You're recording the show. Anything's happening, it's in front of your face. Listen, for the first hour, I get up in the morning. I get up, I put my clothes on, I take my dogs out for a walk. I go out in the park and get that fresh air. And you know what? Listen, look around you where you live. You won't realize how many beautiful places there is to walk and beautiful parks around you. I never realized that until I got a dog.
It's true.
And then
It's true. Something, Zach, about this phone situation. So I only really reply now to emails. Now, everyone wants you all the time. So customers want to know this. There's loads of different ways to contact someone, but I'm always in demand for other people's questions to be answered. Now, what I've found difficult is trying to keep everyone happy. So, you have to keep replying, and it almost becomes your day. Like, you lose your own day a lot of the time, and you become basically a messenger service for other people's questions. So I've tried to stop that because there's so many different types of social media. You've got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp. It's just so many. And I can't keep up with them. I get messages off all different ones, and I'm like, it's draining. Do you know what I mean? It's hard work.
If people don't realize this, when if you try to make everybody else happy, you'll be unhappy yourself. So the main thing is you got to make yourself happy. If you can make yourself happy, that happiness will shine through in everything you do, in every walk of life. And if you're going, like you said, being a messenger, and you're going to sit down one day and you're going to be like, my God, what have I actually done this week?
Absolutely. Sometimes, I mean, it's not as bad now. I mean, we have built a really good team of people who can alleviate a lot of the stuff. But you know, I forget all the time about WhatsApp. So WhatsApp, whoever messaged me on WhatsApp, I've told them that some of the team as well. I think Moody, I've told them to email me. It's so much easier on email. It's just one data collection place. But I'm sure the people of this issue, especially people who live as influencers or people who are constantly in the gym, posting the stories, keeping themselves relevant. Yeah. It can't be fulfilling because you're constantly trying to satisfy everyone else's perception of you. And, you know,
influencers in Dubai and places, mate. For that split second, they take that amazing picture. They're having a great time, smiling, going, "Wow, amazing!" The face expression, and then you know what happens? They're back on their phone and they're looking at their phone, and they've got 8 friends around them on a table, and nobody's talking to each other, and you're like, "What the fuck is this about?"
Probably bought a lot of followers as well. Yeah, the fake accounts, like giving them all the likes and stuff. Yeah.
It reminds me, like the future's gonna be like, you know, where have you seen that movie Surrogate with Bruce Willis? He's a copper.
Possibly, maybe.
Like, basically, it's set in the future. So what happens is he wakes up in his gym jams in the morning, and he goes into this room, and he puts this virtual reality helmet on. And you know what? You don't go out in the world anymore.
I think I've seen it.
Out and you're walking out and about in the real world, but it's all virtual reality. So like if I'm meeting you, I'm meeting you as your virtual reality person. So it's like crazy.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
Yeah.
It's a Black Mirror episode where it's all about how many stars they get. And they have to go and do stuff and post pictures and being the good wife and all this stuff. And that one really got me because it's like, even when you go out, like on the train, I went to London the other week, and I go anywhere. Everyone on the tube, everyone's just phones. I mean, no one looks up. You could start dancing around, you could start fucking around, right, and no one would even notice.
It's like China has deployed that thingy. They call it is good citizenship. Yeah. So basically, if you say good things about the government and stuff like that, your credit score goes up, and you're allowed to certain places. But if you say bad things, then what happens is you can't go to certain restaurants, you can't go to certain places, and so it's like getting blacklisted.
You got to build your credit up by giving them shout outs.
You know what I mean?
Oh, mate, I don't know.
If you're a good boy, you'll able to go to the big titty bar. But if you're not, you'll go to the flat titty bar.
So I've got one for you, Zach. So Dave, our COO, he's because we've not got any viewers' questions yet. It's our first episode.
Yeah.
We wrote out some questions. This one kind of ties in perfectly into it. So, would you rather eat cock and sit on cake, or eat cake and sit on cock?
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, my God.
So I'll say it again. Would you rather eat cock and sit on cake, or eat cake and sit on cock?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Either way, you're going to be getting it.
Either way, you're fucked. Oh, my God. It's a fucking hard one.
That's what he said. Yeah, see, that's what he said.
There's your answer. I have to sit on cock.
It's a belting introductory question, isn't it? So all the viewers next time, I want to get some really good questions in for Zach.
Mate, tell that fucker I'll fucking tense my ass cheek and rip it off.
He's in the other room laughing now watching this. Oh dear me. So moving more lightheartedly on then. So what have you been up to? Tell us a little bit about how's things, how's life?
Yeah, like I said to you, Kirk, last I met you was at the PCA show, didn't we? You know, we had a great weekend there, everything, you know what I mean? And basically at the moment, like I said to you, training's going great. I had these niggles in my elbow. They're basically going away now. Everything's going good. So at the moment, I'm just training high reps, you know, more volume training and more like squeeze contract and making the reps feel harder than what they are. Just giving my joints a rest before New Year starts, you know what I mean? And like I said to you, that's why I said to you, you know, come down and we'll have some workouts, get something filmed for the guys. They're starving for some workouts, you know what I mean? So it'll be good.
Yeah, we can start next week. We'll I I think what we should do is get a bit of an off-season blog for you, starting again. A bit like the old Nutrex days. You can do a bit of filming as well from home, just talking to everyone about what you're up to.
Yeah, like I said to you, I think it's a good thing that, you know, we hardly ever get time to catch up, and catching up like this is good, mate, because, you know, we can get ideas about, bounce off things, you know what I mean, and see where everything's going and see what we need to do as an athlete and for you know what I mean?
I think the thing is we've got some great athletes, right? So I was talking to the team about this on what kind of stuff do people want to listen to, what they're interested in, and who is suitable to do it. Now, I was really keen on getting a super heavyweight podcast in a couple of weeks' time with you, Lucas Gabrice, and Jim Giorgio, three of the UK's probably biggest super heavyweights, and getting a real good 40-minute talk about, you know, the food, training, different methods you all use. I'm sure you're all slightly different the way you train.
To do is, you know, when we do a podcast like today, then after the podcast, we'll let the fans or the viewers let us know what they want to see for the next podcast. That we need to put our list of all the athletes, what we've got with Chemical Warfare, and see who they want us to get on the next episode. And that way, and what they want to see also, what they want to see more. A collaboration with training, stuff like that, or do they want us to talk about no hold bar, drugs, whatever, you know, and how supplements fit into our nutritional plan, our food plan, and how does Zach Khan train different from the rest of the athletes and vice versa, the heavyweights, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, we're from different eras, you know what I mean? And obviously we can bounce off ideas from each other and see if there's one thing what mainly stays the same. And I think training balls to the wall, no matter what. And that's the main thing. If you're going to train, like I always say to people, is when you look in the gym, you will see the guys who are seriously training, focused, and know what they're doing. The guys who are in the gym looking around are just drifting. Of course. And they get nowhere. No. And if you're a drifter in life, walking around and watching everybody else, you're not getting nowhere. But if you're focused, knowing where you're going to go, listen, it's morning, I'm going to work, I've got to go to work, I've got to go to the gym, I've got to do this, you know what I mean? Whatever you got to do. Or I'm a parent in the morning, I drop the kids off, I've got to go to work, I've got to go to the gym, I've got to pick the kids up, I've got to do this, got to do that, everything. They're the people who know where they're going to be in 5 years' time.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
It's all about having a schedule. So I don't train that much anymore. I still do a bit. I still make sure that I go. With business for me, which is slightly different, I'm fully scheduled all the time. I mean, I'm trying to ease back a little bit. I've been doing like 16 to 18-hour days for 5 months, which I don't recommend anyone to do. But I wouldn't be able to maximise my work output and keep everyone happy and still move multiple things forward if I wasn't super scheduled, super focused, like you in the gym. Food's planned, you're going in there, you know what you're doing, you've already visualised it. Most of my days, I've already visualised the whole day. And also, I think it's about mindset as well. So it's like getting in that right frame of mind in the morning. Who do I want to be today? You know, you could be a very miserable fucker, right, and not speak to anyone all day. Or you could be like, okay, I've got shitloads on. I've got people screaming at me left, right, and centre, but I'm going to make sure that I smile. I'm going to make sure that I try and stay positive. And I think balancing all that has got me through that time. And I suppose the way you got to where you got to and the other pros is by having that balance in the schedule, it's tight schedule, you know.
I think the problem we've got in this day and age is I hear it so many times and people say, oh, it's winter, it's miserable, it's singing, you know, it's like this, oh, I don't like winter, I feel shit. This is where you as a person need to be saying, yeah, it is fucking winter, but you know what? I've got to make most of this time. It's how I look at life. You know what I mean? If you're going to look at it being wet and miserable, you know what I mean? A person who's busy and doing things doesn't care what weather it is. No. You get out there, do your cardio, get up and do your shit. Listen, mate, it's like this. It's raining in the morning. How many people are going to actually go out and do the cardio? Some people say, you know, fuck it. I'll just put me fucking anorak on and go out and do the shit. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you're out there, the rain's on your face, the wind's blowing through you, and you know what? It makes you fucking feel it.
Hey, I tell you what, Zach, I've not done it for a while, but during lockdown, I was walking down the promenade every day for the whole lockdown. It was the best. It was raining, I'd go out, and when it's raining, it's actually better because the air's blowing in you finish after, and you just feel like at one with everything, and also it gives you time to reflect, doesn't it? And get away from the phones and all that kind of stuff.
But I always say for you more than anyone, that first hour in the morning is most important for you, where you have to have that without turning your phone on. You need to, because as soon as you turn the phone on, that's going to change your mood for the rest of the day.
Of course.
That's where you have to say to yourself, you know what? For that first hour, I want it for me. Yeah. I want it for myself. Anybody. For that first hour, you don't want it to be about social media or about anything what anybody's posted to piss you off or anything. You know what I mean? The problem is, we look on Instagram and you know what? We always think that people have got a better life than us. Instead of thinking to yourself, you know what? I'm blessed. I've got me health. You know, you look at bodybuilders like Ronnie Coleman. Look at him now in that state, and your heart goes out, even though he's Mr. Olympia. Like you got to ask yourself, you know what? I'm healthy. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
It's Ronnie though. I genuinely believe that he wouldn't have done any different. I think he's like I did 8-time Mr. Olympia. This is what it is. I've done it, and I think he's one guy who's actually he's done it to the top level, and he's kind of accepted the consequences. Obviously, these surgeries have obviously messed him up massively because they've been, poor surgery efforts. But
but I think to myself, it's like, would you want to win the Mr. Olympia and be like that if you knew the outcome?
I think, though, it depends if that's your ultimate goal, which it was for him. And look what he's done. He's not just created Mr. Olympia. He'll go down in bodybuilding history as probably the greatest ever. So, I mean, it's for him, it probably was. I don't think he would have changed anything because it's meant to be what it is. What it is. Do you know what I mean?
I think the problem we've got in bodybuilding, shall I tell you what it is? I think, when somebody wins the Mr. Olympia, they should have 3 years reign at it. Because on that top level, how hard it is for your body and, everything. I think if Ronnie only won the Olympia 3 times, he would have been fine.
Absolutely. But again, Zach, it was meant to be that, I think. I think things were just meant to be the way they are, And
Of course. End of the day, your destiny's written, and I'm a strong believer in that. And you know what? Even though, I wouldn't want to be in that position, but like I said, but if you don't know that's going to be the outcome of it, you're gonna do everything you can, to get to your goal.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I think to myself, with the Olympia, I think somebody winning it for 8 years, 9 years, it makes the sport boring. I think, listen, give the person 3 years to enjoy it. First year you won it, amazing. Second year to defend the crown. Third year to say, listen, I got a hat trick. I'm well. Move on with your life now. And then give somebody else a chance. And then people are talking about ambassadors for the Olympia and this and that. Listen, mate, there's nobody's a good ambassador for the Olympia because once you won it, everything's going for that show for the next year. Everything's going to go into your soul, everything. What are you meant to do? How are you meant to promote the sport apart from train? Yeah,
true. I don't know. I think Jay. I really liked Jay when he was Mr. Olympia. I thought he was a great ambassador.
The reason I thought with Jay is because he was from the States. He lived in the right area. He had everything around him. But Rami, he's not from the States. He doesn't speak English. Is not his first language.
Yeah, I know, but it's going to be built on the base. The judges go for the best physique and look. Though it's not. It can't be too much politically about
what I'm saying is you can't blame him and say, "Oh, he's not a good ambassador." No. He's a good ambassador because all the people in the Middle East, he's brought them into bodybuilding.
Oh, and listen, he's like a massive celebrity over there. And also, someone's got his Instagram account because he's posting every day now. He's been listening to people on these online YouTube channels slagging him off, and he's posting daily. I've been watching his updates. Moving on, Zach, a couple of bits. So we're going to start running it out soon, but I've just got a couple of questions now that I wanted to ask you. So, Who would win in a fight, Sylvester Stallone or Arnie?
Arnie.
Any reasons?
Arnie, if you look, if you're going by the movies,
He'll come back as a Terminator.
yeah, and he'll be saying, "I'll be back," so he will be back.
Who do you think could win now? I reckon Sly would win now.
Yes, Sylvester Stallone.
He looks great, doesn't he? He looks really, really good.
Oh, have you seen what he's done with this tattoo of his wife on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's covered it with a dog.
I know. I've seen it.
And the dog looks like he's got 3 eyes.
I've seen it. There's a new film come out that he's in, a mafia film. I saw it advertised in the week. I think it's live on Netflix in a few weeks. That'll be quite good to check out. What else have we got on here? If your life was a movie, who would play you?
If my life was in a movie,
who would play you?
I would love for Al Pacino to play me.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. You have to get a bodysuit.
Say good night to the bad guy.
What else have we got? Would you rather fight a bear or a vulture?
A bear or a vulture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck me.
That's my question, actually. I'd shut that one in there.
I would rather fight a bear. So
vultures are ugly. Like you'd be flapping around you, and
poking your fucking eyes out.
It keeps dive bombing back in again. At least with a bear, you could try and like rugby tackle it and run off or something.
Yeah, I could punch him and run off.
What else have we got now? How much is the most you've ever spent in McDonald's?
Mate, you know what? I hardly ever go to fucking McDonald's. But I can tell you what I had last in McDonald's because it was about fucking 5 years ago. I had 2 fillet of fishes. I had the apple pie, 2 apple pies with 2 McFlurries and a cup of coffee. But I only go to McDonald's for a cup of coffee now and again. But apart from that...
It's not the best, is it?
I can't eat McDonald's, mate.
It makes me feel tired after it. It's like I eat it really quick and I'm like... Oh.
Mate, I feel like I've had a fucking brick. I feel like... mate, I feel like the movie Aliens when it pops out.
It does, mate. It does. I try and stay away from McDonald's unless I'm desperate and I get a Just Eat. But Right, so last question. What really inspires you?
You know what inspires me the most is, like I said, different people inspire me different way. I get inspiration from, people who do well in the sport, you know what I mean? This sport, every sport, just well in life, you know what I mean? In general, if somebody's good, if somebody's good in acting, or somebody's good in fighting, or somebody's good in, writing books or whatever, you know what I mean? I love people with a vision and passionate for something. When people have got passion for something, it shows in everything they do. You know what I mean?
Do you know my favourite one in Zach at the moment? It's that Nick Kyrgios, the tennis player.
Yeah.
I think because he's so different and so outspoken and really doesn't give a shit, like wearing red Nike Jordans at the Wimbledon, people like that, they intrigue me because they're just uniquely not bothered about anyone else and they're on it. You can see the clear path they're on. And I think unique people are definitely very interesting. You're unique, you know what I mean? Everyone is unique.
I think the main thing we've got now, Kirk, in life is people are too scared to be themselves. They're too worried about what people think about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And listen, stop being trapped in your own body, because the only thing's gonna happen is you're gonna end up resenting yourself. You just be your fucking self, and you're gonna attract the people around you. You know what I mean? You're gonna and say what's on your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's simple. If you don't say what's on your mind, people will never know what you're thinking.
No.
You see so many people out there who are smiling all the time, and then you hear about it and say, listen, oh, that so-and-so kid? Oh, well, yeah. You know what? He killed himself last week.
Yeah, it's not good, man. People don't speak out. They're scared to speak out. They're scared how other people judge them. It's like this portrayal online of having to be a certain way, not revealing your true personality, not being yourself actually depresses you because you're not really, it's everything that you're only being how you portray people think you are. And I think until people actually make that step of just being them, they can never really truly be happy, you know. And
yeah, and that's why, like, you know, as a business owner, you know, like yourself, Kirk, is like, that's why, you know, when you have meetings with us and you tell us what you expect from all of us, you know what I mean, and everybody. So, you know, when there's people slacking, you say, listen, buckle up, you know what I mean? Get shit done. This is, you know, and if there's a problem, come and see me.
Absolutely. It's all about transparency in everything. And I think transparency builds trust. You've got to be honest. You know, you can see straight away when someone's not being honest to you. They've not got their heart on the sleeve. And I always like to deal with people who have. And I always like to think that I'm the type of person who says it how it is. And I think it's the best way to be. People know where they are with you. I mean, you're like that. I mean, most people, not just in our team, but most people I hang around with are like that. It's kind of like birds of a feather. I don't want to be around people who aren't 100% all into being open and honest with me, because then we can build a good relationship and, you know, have good times and stuff. But,
yeah. It's like, listen, just because I'm into bodybuilding, all my friends aren't bodybuilders. You know what I mean?
No.
I got friends who are business owners who are successful in other things. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You've got him, mate. Fuck, like he's talking about like lifting weights all day and protein shakes. It'd be like being in work forever.
They're like, you know, too much of something is bad.
Yeah.
You need that balance, you know what I mean? You need that balance of friends. You know which friends you want to go out with and hang about with. Yeah. Last thing you want is you're out on a night out and your friends saying, oh, you know what? I've got my protein shake hidden in my jacket. I'm taking a sip of that in the night. So fuck it.
Man, I did that when I was younger. I was like, I lost a relationship over it. I was like, we can't go out for tea tonight because I've got to bring this Tupperware, or I went to the Trafford Centre and had to like, excuse me, waiter, could you leave off this? I just want a little bit of potato. And it's like, it's all good if you're going towards an Olympia prep or you're in the last few weeks, but
I mean, you know, listen to the people like, you know, who I prep and stuff. I go, listen, I want you to spend time with your missus. I want you to go out with your missus. I want you to be able to have a date night, dress up and do things with your missus and your kids and stuff like that. I want you to be able to have, you know, popcorn with your kids at the cinema. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is, you know, it's not going to hinder you, but you do that every day, yes. But if you do that 6 days a week, and 1 day a week, and you enjoy yourself with your family, that is going to give you longevity in this sport, you know?
Absolutely, man.
And it's more healthy for your mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mind, your soul, and that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? Good. And I knew this one guy, and he used to say to his missus, like, oh, I'm not having sex with you tonight because I've had a shot of sauce.
It's that's wrong, isn't it? It's just it's got a bit of fat acid, and it should be kind of like, yeah, let's go. An hour and a half in, bucking like a bronco. Oh, mate. So listen, we're going to wrap it up soon. This first episode. So I'm off to Amsterdam, to Emmen actually on Monday. I'm going meeting with Prometheus, our distributors in Holland. So going to hopefully catch a little bit of Amsterdam when I'm there, which is going to be good. And next week we've got Dave Crossland's coming onto the show from Eval. So he can talk all bloods related stuff, probably a bit of peds, and whatever the viewers, if you want to tell us what you want Dave to cover, we can cover that episode with him and Zach. And yeah, that's about it for me. What I'm doing, just busy working, setting up America. What have you got planned for the next few days? Do much?
Yeah, just working, you know what I mean? So like I said to you, just getting on with life. But like I said, guys, main thing is, what you want to see from me and Kirk, write it down in the comments below. What you want us to talk about. Give us some topics. Give us some interesting things, you know what I mean? What you guys want to know. And if there's anybody particular you want on the podcast, let us know. We can reach out to that person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything, guys, you know, from a manufacturing point of view, if you want me to speak about any ingredients, I mean, we've got like 360 something ingredients in house, anything like that. Whatever you guys would like to know about, just let us know.
Guys, don't worry, I'll sort you guys out, all right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Zach, listen, it's been really good catching up, mate. It's long overdue, this, and like I said, this is going to be happening every week, guys. So you can check out me and Zach, and yeah, from me, really enjoyed this. Long overdue, mate, and look forward to next week's episode.